The relational is transformational, and Bridge Builders is all about the relational. It's the only program that, if you will, forces people of different colors, creeds, zip codes to come together and not talk about coming together, but actually living together in community.
It's a time in their life when they can be molded. It's really hard to change people when they're older, change their mindset. So if you can have them experience and learn about different cultures and different races, it really serves as a basis for conflict resolution and leads the way for a more humane, compassionate citizenry.
All right, all right, all right. We weren't really a participant in anything in Memphis much. We seem to be kind of isolated sometimes out here. And so it was really important to me that we embrace the county, if you will. I knew that we had an opportunity to cross cultural lines that we hadn't really experienced before that time.
I didn't know outside of the zoo, you know, that there was the rest of the city was so big and there were so many different kinds of people. And my whole life was spent in the suburbs. It was a very sheltered community. I didn't quite know what to expect, but I remember the first day that we were there, we were broken out into groups. We didn't know each other, we're all very different. And we had to build a bridge across a fake moat with one plank of wood, and all of us had to get across by helping each other.
I just remember like being in this stifling heat and having so much fun. I don't know, it sounds weird, but like the heat, and then you're just so engaged in what's going on in front of you that you don't even notice like the negative things, and just kind of like that energy and that focus and that positivity that you get from the program really has always stood out to me, I think, as an overwhelming memory.
We have a variety of girls who have participated in Bridges. At the core of all of those girls is a sense of I am capable and I am ready to engage whatever resources I need to engage.
They tend to be service-oriented. They tend to be big thinkers. They tend to be students who appreciate Memphis and all of its diversity, all of its challenges. These are young people that we certainly want on our campus, and they serve as ambassadors to the students who are coming from across the country and across the world.
Bridge Builders teaches you about leadership, and so I was immediately immersed in that leadership perspective that I'd never been given the opportunity to experience before.
When you come together at Bridge Builders and you really get a sense for the bigger picture of what's going on in Memphis. So I think it teaches students and people how to be leaders in the greater Memphis community.
And Collierville is a part of that larger community, so we can't just sit idly by without fostering these children to develop their own thoughts as they move into the larger world.
Bridges is an amazing place to turn to for exploratory learning that engages a child with our city of Memphis.
A city with great diversity, a racial history that's difficult at times. The students who come here have an opportunity to think deeply on matters of race that will contribute toward thoughtful conversations, maybe difficult conversations, but this is a safe place to have those conversations.
Bridge Builders was great for me because it opened my eyes to a lot of things, and also the needs of Memphis as well.
If those people who have such a negative perception about the direction of the world as a whole, if they could come in here and spend a week at Bridge Builders and see the amazing positive contributions that these kids are making and the diverse relationships that they're forming, we would just all have such an infinitely more positive outlook on the direction of really just society as a whole.
It affected the dinner table conversation. It was really neat for us to be able to use what came home from Bridges those summers as we framed what it was we believed and what we thought.
The sense of community it gave me with people all over Memphis. So I had people living in Memphis, living in the suburbs, living in Mississippi, different people, different genders, different ethnic groups, different income levels. That experience was very eye-opening for me.
And all of a sudden she had these friends and they had these similarities and they had these connections and they were all working towards one goal. Forced fellowship sometimes doesn't work, but she made these groupings that when I would go to get her at the end of the week, she just loved her people.
And it's one of those life-changing experiences that shapes their commitments for a long time to come. because no longer can you talk about the person who's black or white or Jew or Gentile as a category. You're talking about my friend. So long as we don't know the other, we'll continue to misperceive the other. But bridge builders make sure that there are no misperceptions, that there are only real relationships.